healing. But we need to be spiritual stretcher bearers and take them to a spiritual healing. It is our responsibility to do that. You know, one time overseas in southern Russia, I'll tell you a story of when I was a stretcher bearer. I went to a Russian church, and a lady came up to me afterwards, and she said, "I have this son. His name is Vladimir." It's not Vladimir Putin, but Vladimir. And she said he just graduated college, and he wants to practice his English. And oh, by the way, he's not a believer. And I said, all right, I'll meet with them. I love meeting with atheists and agnostics and unbelievers. It's just, I love talking with them. So I met Vladimir on the main street, and we met in a pizza parlor. And we ordered our pizza, and I shared my testimony. I shared the gospel with him. And before we were served pizza that day, Vladimir accepted Christ. And I tell you, it was the best tasting pizza because I was sitting next to a brother now, a brother in Christ. Well, he called me about 2 weeks later, and he said, "Brad, I've got a problem." And I said, "What's your problem?" And he said, "I've got a girlfriend." And I said, "Oh, no." And he said, "No, I've been trying to tell her," and her name is Vika, telling Vika about Christ and my faith, but she has all these questions, and I don't know the answers. Can you help me? And I said, "Sure. You and Vika, you come over on Friday night, and we'll have some food, and then afterwards we can talk and answer her questions." And I remember we were on the floor because we had 4 small kids, and we were playing with them and so forth, and she was asking all these questions. And then Vika got on her knees and crawled to the middle of the room, and she prayed to receive Christ. She prayed to receive Christ. Now they were both believers in Christ. And a couple of months later, they got married, and we were involved in their wedding. And so it was a great time. We need to be stretcher bearers. We need to be taking people to Christ. How many of you have ever been a pall bearer? Raise your hand. All right. What is a pall? Anybody know? It is the fabric that goes on top of the coffin. Most people don't know that. And a lot of times now, there's not that fabric on anymore. But pallbearer, we don't want to be a pallbearer. It's too late. We need to be a stretcher bearer. While they're still alive, we don't want to be a pallbearer. Another quality we would see of these 4 guys, it wasn't just 1. It wasn't just 2 or 3. It was even more than 4 that carried this man. In fact, look in verse 3 again. Some men came, bringing to him a paralytic, carried by 4 of them. So there's more than 4. This was teamwork. This was teamwork. This was not a one-man show. It was not just one that went to get this paralytic. There was many of them, many good friends. And so sometimes when you share your faith, you need to get other people to jump in. One Russian guy, we said, "How did you accept Christ?" And they explained it like this: Brad, me, he opened the door to Christianity, and my colleague pushed him through. That's the way he explained it. But sometimes they need to hear it several times from several different people. I asked a Russian pastor, I said, "How did you accept Christ?" And he said, "Well, you were talking about it. This other person was talking about it. My wife was talking about God all the time. I just thought it was the right thing to do." And now he's a pastor. It's amazing what God can do through teamwork. Teamwork. So we see here that they were a team. All right, another quality we see of these 4 guys, they had the freedom to take this paralyzed man to Jesus. Right now in America, we have freedom. But do you know that in Russia right now, there is a law, we call it the law on religion. It's illegal for them to share their faith with an unbeliever. It's illegal for a person to have a Bible study or a church in your apartment or your house. It's illegal to give a person a Bible.